Hi. As much as I'd love to be doing the regular weekly Bugle that I've been doing for about a month now, unfortunately, with things I've been seeing going on and everything that's been happening lately, I just do not personally feel like I'm up to the task to doing that regularly formatted, corporatized, whatever that basically the format was. I don't feel like doing a set in stone formatted thing at the moment for this show. So I do want to preface this with everything that I'm saying. I am not a professional in any way, shape, or form, technically speaking. Uh, the things I'm going to be talking about are things that I have personally researched a lot and have had a lot of things that I've seen and dealt with in my own personal life just by living, experiences and stuff like that. So yes, I may not be a professional, but I do have my fair share of knowledge and research and things that have happened to me that I do feel like I can properly talk about the subject in some shape or form. However, if you do want to get some professional advice or some advice in readings or your own research, I will have articles linked below with things pertaining to what I talk about here. I will not be reading off anything. I do not have a script for this video or reading any of these articles as I talk, but the ones I'll find will at least be somewhat related to. And if you do not like those articles or the sources that they're from, I do encourage you to do your own research and do your own searching on Google, Bing, or wherever you want to go. Go to the library, read a book, up to you. I'm also going to try my best to just talk and not edit anything in this video. I don't want this to be in any way, shape, or form to come off as not genuine, I guess, in a way. So if anything's sloppy or weirdly framed, weirdly cadenced out, whatever, oh well. Anyways, getting into it though, with everything going on in the world and what has happened in the past 3 years and or more, anything that's happened in life in general for the entire of human history, we do need to remember that we all are human and we all share the same planet, in that we all have our own problems and mistakes and whatnot that happen to ourselves in daily lives. We cannot control everything in our life. Unfortunately, bad things will happen, but good things will also happen. Sometimes normal, everyday, mundane things will happen too. Everything is always in constant flux. It's a roller coaster of emotions, of things happening back and forth. Every day is not going to be amazing, but every day is not going to suck, hopefully. There may be times where it feels like every single thing in the world is the worst. And there may be days where everything seems like it's perfectly fine. There may be days where it just seems like everything's just meh. That's how life is. That's how life probably will always be. You can't have the ups without the downs. If everything stays exactly the same, you would never be able to appreciate or understand those feelings back and forth. And that's the thing. People have feelings. People have their own thoughts, their own experiences, and all of that. And people need to understand that. Not everyone thinks the same way. Not everyone has the same experiences. And because they don't have the same experiences, they don't think the same way. People's lives are all different, but also very similar around the world. No matter where you live, everyone has to eat, drink, communicate. There's a lot of similarities and a lot of the same things that everyone does, no matter where you are or who you are. And because of that, it's also important to realize everyone has a lot of similarities, but everyone has a lot of differences. The world's not black and white. It would be so amazing and great if it was, it would be so great if everything was just perfect and all the problems would be solved forever and ever. And that's the thing though, is it's not, even it can't be. Things just happen, random chance. That's life. Everything doesn't have an explanation, unfortunately, and sometimes everything doesn't have an answer. But when those things arise in situations of crisis, you need to remember and realize you are not alone. And you should not be alone, which I understand during those times it's really, really hard to know that and think that and feel that because it feels like everything just doesn't matter. No one cares about you. Whatever it may be that you're thinking in your head. You may think the world doesn't matter. I don't matter. This doesn't matter. It's stupid, silly little thing. I shouldn't be upset. Whatever. But the thing is, that's your feelings and they're valid. And you need to know whether it's friends, family, or a trained professional, or whatever it may be. There are people out there that can help and want to help you. And I know, again, in those moments, you may not think that. Even if you're thinking that, you may not be able to act upon that. So, whenever you can and when you're better and you are ready to, try to reach out. Try to take those steps to get better. No matter how small it may be, maybe it's just you getting out of bed one day for just a minute. Maybe it's just as simple as going outside for just a minute, just a second. As long as you're trying to improve and get better and help yourself, then that's great. No matter how small that may be. Maybe it's just brushing your teeth once when you haven't for weeks or months. As long as you take that one first step, at least you're doing something. So try your best to at least do that one little thing when you can. Might not be right now. It might not be tomorrow. And who knows when it will be. Really, the only person that does know will be you. And it might be when you don't think it will be. And so just know that it's okay to not be okay. A lot of people aren't okay. And a lot of times when you're not okay, it's not your fault. And it's really nobody's fault. It's just how the world works or what's happening. But it's also important, again, to know you are not alone. But that also means you need to know that you shouldn't leave people alone. When people are in times of crisis, even when it's not a crisis, even if it's a good thing, reach out, talk to people, communicate. Nowadays, it's so easy and simple to communicate with anyone around the world. Just say a hi, a checking in. How are you? It doesn't have to be anything that extravagant or over the top. If you're helping someone even through a mental crisis, you don't even have to necessarily have a serious talk. You don't necessarily have to help them, cure them, whatever it may be. You just sometimes need to talk to them. Just let them know that someone's there, that someone cares, just to talk to them, knows they exist, hasn't forgotten about them. Something as simple as that can go so far and can, honest to God, save someone's life. Just knowing that someone is still thinking about them, that they're still worth something. Again, you could be saying jokes, you can be doing whatever. Just show that you care and know that they exist. It's that simple. It is so simple to be good and help people in the world. It really, really is. It doesn't have to be life-changing things. You don't have to have these extravagant, you don't have to donate $1 million to a charity to do something to help someone. It can be as simple as opening the door for someone, or as simple as picking up one little bit of trash. It's so simple to help and to show love and compassion and empathy. It is so simple. And it's so easy just to do one small little thing even every day. If that's all you can do, imagine that magnified on the scale of everyone in the world doing one small simple thing to help the world and each other each day. That small things get absolutely massive. But if everyone just thinks, oh, this doesn't matter, this doesn't care, I don't care, this happens all the time, whatever, what can I do? If everyone thinks that, then yeah, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna get better. Nothing's gonna get worse sometimes. Now, that's the thing, too. The argument of not acting, the argument of not helping or not saying or doing anything. People believe or maybe are afraid of change. I think people are afraid of change. A lot of people want everything to be nice and comfortable and at one thing forever, where, so they know what they're dealing with, know what to expect. But that's the thing, is everything's constantly changing. Time always will be moving forward. And technology will always be moving forward, probably. Fingers crossed. But so many things in the world will always constantly be in flux and always changing. And that's just how reality is. So you can either decide to stay put in one position, fight back against this unstoppable force of change and have so much complications, or you can go and move with it and understand and figure out how to move in an ever-changing and live in an ever-changing world, which that's just how it is. So you have to understand that, and that's the thing, is that people think not doing anything won't hurt. Now, I'm not saying like if you can't do something or if you aren't doing something, you are hurting the world. But the problem is, inaction does not necessarily mean everything's not getting bad or not getting better, if that makes sense. If you're doing nothing, it just means you're doing nothing. That thing that you're doing nothing about is going to change in some shape or form. If you're not talking to someone because you're afraid to or don't know what to say to them, not talking to them is still making time and period from that last interaction keep on going and getting bigger. That's something. That's time between those events, which sometimes time heals, sometimes time's good, sometimes time's not. It's situation by situation basis, and that's the thing that maybe scares and people don't understand, and maybe they've messed up on one time, so they're afraid of doing it next time. The problem is, we'll always make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to make mistakes, as long as you are learning from them and trying to do better and understanding what you did wrong and applying that in the future. Every day is a learning opportunity. Every day you can learn something new, be slightly better. But every single day you can also just decide to do nothing. Learn nothing. And that's okay. Now you might be like, why is that okay? Sometimes you just don't have the energy. But during those times, hopefully, other people will have the energy for you and can uplift you and be there for you. Help you get back to having that energy so you can continue moving on and being a better person and helping other people. So, what is this all about? Why am I saying all this? Why am I talking about this? Why are you listening to this? Why is everything just so simple and not edited? What's the whole point of this? The whole point of this is, again, with the war in Ukraine, the current conflict in Israel and Gaza, with how COVID-19 affected a bunch of people, with just life in general, with climate change, with this and that, whatever you may believe. People need to be there for people and understand and be compassionate, rather than just feeling misunderstanding and fueling this hatred that so many people have for so many things and so many people for no reason. Like, I obviously do not have all the answers. I wish I did. Even if I do have the answers, am I the person able to implement those and make that change? I don't know. The problem is, one person won't be. Uh, it will be everyone that has to come together to make a better future and a better world. And that's just the truth. Stanley has a quote, which I'm gonna probably butcher here. But I believe the quote is actually from Spider-Man 2, or one of the Spider-Man movies. Is he says, "I guess one person can make a difference," and that's true. One person can make a difference, which it might sound a little bit like back and forth from what I just said, that like I just can't fix everything, but one person can make a difference. No matter how small, no matter what you do, if you go out of your way, or even if you don't go out of your way necessarily, if you do something to help someone ever so slightly, a dollar donation, opening the door, buying someone's food, whatever it may be, recycling, whatever it may be, at least you did something, and you don't understand the impact that one action may have down the road. So try your best to help other people when you can. And when you're down and things aren't going great for you, hopefully people will come and help you in your times of need, because of the things that you did for them or for other people, or just because they are a good person and they want to help. Be a good person. And things may not be good, and good things might not happen to you just because you're a good person. But because things go wrong, even if you are doing good things, does not mean you should try to stop doing those good things. Those good things you do are not the reason for bad things happening to you. Those bad things are happening because bad things happen sometimes. So don't stop doing good things. No matter what your reason, try your best. Can't always do good things. There are days where, again, it's okay to not be okay. There are days where you won't be able to do these things. But it's okay to take time to de-stress, take care of yourself. But there's also times where you need to look outward, look at all the other problems that other people are having, and see what you can do to help that. Again, no matter how small it may be. So, I guess I don't know how to necessarily end this video. There is a lot of stressors in the world right now. So many. Financial, religion, whatever. There's a lot of stressors in the world right now. There's a lot of things going bad. There's a decent amount of things going right or good. And for a lot of people, what's going good and bad may be different things. For them, one good thing for one person might be a bad thing for another. That's just how the world is. So just be compassionate, please. Have empathy. Reach out. Be there for people. No matter how small. Even if it's just saying hi. Just catching up a little bit. No matter what it'll be. Just be there for people. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy.